Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Classic Who Zone. We are back. We've got Dalek Invasion of Earth. I actually forget how many parts this has, so I'll just put it down as part one because if it's 6 parts, we obviously split it. So we'll find out now in a minute. I forget. The memory is just, I'm getting old. I've sent out all the emails to everybody. I don't know if Lee is actually joining us, if he's actually taking a break because he's off Twitter, but I have sent him an email as well. So yeah, let's bring on our guests. As you can see, I've got the back screen. It's not the best, but it's better than just looking at a plain background, I have to say. When I get a proper green screen, obviously I don't have a green screen, it's working pretty well considering I don't have a green screen. Now the technology is getting better, so you don't really need a green screen. But there's the mic. There's the mic for anybody that. So there's the mic that I got. The old lights are going on it. I hope you can all. Oh, I wasn't even on. There you go. Welcome to the Classic Who's On. I feel like a prat now. Hello, everybody. I'm there talking, and the bleeding red light is on, telling me that I'm not even. Here. Oh my God. What am I at? Anyway, that's the mic, folks. That just all helped. Boy. So just wanted to show you. It's got those nice little fancy lights on them. So I'm going to move it away from me. So I hope I sound okay. That's why I'm sitting back, because I don't want to be too close to the mic. Not that stupid. So yeah. 6 parts, right? So we'll do the first 3 parts this week and the second 3 parts next week. But let's bring on our guests because we have our guests waiting. So we start off with royalty as we always do on this channel. Hold on, no, we just want to get the proper setting done. There we go. So it's the one and only Queen Charlotte.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to be back to Classic. We had a little break, didn't we?
Now, you could probably see I have two different sets of earphones in, right? You know what's going on here. So I have to watch Dalek Invasion on my phone because I'm actually sitting at the table because I have to set everything up on the table. And then I have this, right? This is so I can hear the guests. This one's so I can hear the episode. So I've got loads of things going on. I've got the backlight
fancy nowadays,
as well. The backlight here, right? We've got the camera just up here, and we've got the mic here. So far, the Chromebook is handling it not too bad. So fingers crossed we can get through the 3 episodes without any incident. But I wanted to put a background in because I'm just sick of sitting there without. Because you remember in the early days, you used to have a background. It wasn't the greatest, but you used to have a background. So I'm glad I'm able to get the backgrounds back again.
No, that's nice when we like that TARDIS as well.
Yeah. So I just decided, I know it's not the right TARDIS, and people say, well, you're watching Classic and it's the wrong TARDIS. Don't care. It has the TARDIS on live. That's the reason why I use that, because it's the only picture that I actually have that says that. So I think Lee did say he was going to try to come up with something. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Maybe we'll get the Classic Doctors behind me or something. That'll be great. But let's bring on our next guest all the way from Scotland. It's the one and only real super fugitive doctor now.
It's hey, Noel, how you doing?
Not too bad. I see you're blinking in and out.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the internet now. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. What were you going to say? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was going to say Happy New Year to you. I forgot to say that.
Oh yeah, I haven't been on technically since. So Happy New Year.
Yeah, we haven't seen everybody since. So Happy New Year to you all. But next, I don't know where Lee is yet. We'll give him a few minutes. We'll see what the story is.
Yeah, Happy New Year to the live stream.
Yeah, I've not been in chats this week because I was back at work this week, so I've been a bit tired. Just to put it lightly.
Yeah, I haven't been streaming as much as I would have liked, but I kind of like, as I said, spending time with the missus, and we've been watching TV together and stuff like that. So that's been nice. What you call it. So yeah, I haven't
very
been.
Quickly, I've watched 80 Days Around the World, folks. It's very good. Give it a go if you haven't watched it.
Well, I've watched the first 3 episodes. Now, I see there's people giving out about it because the gender swapped one of the roles in it, right? Now, I'm just going to say this, right? I can understand where all the frustration and anger is, right? Because it happens too many times. But in this case, right, and there are cases, and this is where we have to be very careful now over the next few years, right? Because Cobra Kai has a bit of wokeness in it as well, but it's, in my opinion, it's done the right way. Even Johnny Lawrence takes the piss out of it when, for example, I'm not giving too much away here. It's just a line where they're talking about hashtags and he calls them hash browns. Like he rips it because he doesn't know. You know what I mean? He's our kind of generation, right? So it's great the way it's done, but I see people already giving out because they've gender swapped and there's there's a black guy traveling with Phileas Fogg. But I watched the 3 first episodes, and I'm telling you, number one, it's a brilliant intro. That intro was brilliant, Cheryl and all. Like we've been sitting down watching it, and the first 3 episodes were very good, very good. David Tennant. Listen, I'm just gonna say something, right? David Tennant, you could literally give David Tennant any part, and he could play it. Seriously, he convinced us he was a serial killer, right? Now in this, he plays, I'm telling you, man, the new Round the World in 80 Days. Listen, I'm a fan of the movie. I watched the movie just the other night. It's got the big long intro. I think the version I watched was over 3 hours, right? I sat down and watched the whole lot of that again after watching the David Tennant, the first 3 parts, because I'm a huge fan of that franchise. Like, they've made crap Around the World in 80 Days adaptations. I can never say that word properly, but they have made some bad ones, but this isn't. And David,
and all I'll say is the swap they've done. You will see once you get past the 3rd episode why they've done it. They've not just done it for points. They've not just done it to look all virtuous. There's actually a story reason.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where we have to be very careful, you know, because you get a lot of people criticizing, you know, stuff out. I've seen people criticize Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I'm like, what? Like, come on, will you? I'm just lost for words. It just keeps happening. I just watch these things for myself, and if I enjoy them, I enjoy them. If I don't, I'll say I don't. You know what I mean? That's where I am now. I watch all these things for myself now. You're better off, you know, that way.
Well, I was like, it's got David Tennant in it. It's even if I don't necessarily like the writing, I'll probably enjoy him. But I've actually really enjoyed the whole series writing.
The writing is brilliant as well. That's the thing. But you could put him in that, and I'm telling you now, how that guy, right? I'm not messing. How that guy doesn't have a decent Hollywood career behind him baffles me. I'm not messing. It baffles me. This man is mesmerizing. By the way, stage 3, they're doing the 3rd stage 3, which I can't wait for. They're in the middle, in the little clip that they put out to it, kind of basically announce it. They were in the middle of filming Good Omens, so they had their hair the way it is in the show. But it was a great little clip. But they're just, David Tennant and Michael Shane, they're just workhorses. They're doing everything right now. Everything. It's unbelievable. But here, let's bring on our next guest because he's been waiting a while. I don't know where Lee is. Lee's probably going to be a no-show. He probably is taking a well-deserved break. I don't blame him if he is. If you are watching, how are you? I hope you enjoy if you're not joining us. And we'll see you soon. But we got the one and only Cultivated Media.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
I've had the coof for 4 weeks, Noel.
Oh. How are you now?
How are you feeling?
Symptoms are. I'm now in post-coof symptoms. They are now finally starting to go away. But my Christmas sucked.
Oh, man.
How is everyone?
I'm good.
Okay.
I got my voice back.
We still haven't heard from Alpha Omega either, and he had COVID. That was over. It's nearly a month now since we've heard
I
from
know
him.
he's. I don't know if he was taking a break, but yeah, we were doing our Blake 7 watch-alongs, and I think the last time I heard from him was the first week of December.
Yeah.
I think right before I was struck down. I don't know. I'm hoping he's okay.
Yeah, same here. But we'll just we'll send out our thoughts and get well soon, Alpha. Yeah, because it sounds horrible, guys. Yeah, you still sound a bit rough if you don't mind me saying, Ballstrick, but that's understandable.
You should have heard me a
Jesus,
couple weeks ago.
you probably couldn't even talk, could you not?
Lost my voice for about a week. Actually, it was really lucky. The season finale of that show that we don't talk about, but we all know what is. It was just luck that that video ended up happening because I published it on a Monday when I was like dying while I was publishing it. I had no voice. It was just luck. I had recorded the voiceover on Friday. I hadn't edited yet. Definitely could not do any punch-ins or anything. And Saturday it's actually scary how quickly it came on. And I had the double vax. I went to bed Friday night and probably around 2:00 in the morning. I was perfectly fine. Woke up about an hour later, feeling like I had swallowed nails and sandpaper.
Wow.
Like it's like literally over the course of an hour, it's just like. So you're welcome. You got that video because I was like dying, but I wanted to get it edited. But yeah, had I not recorded the voiceover a few hours before I was struck, there would have been not that I would have been that disappointed, but there would have been no review to the anal flux.
Yeah. The less said about that episode, the better. But we're here for some great Doctor Who, Chris. So, obviously you're a fan of this story, Dalek Invasion. What were your thoughts? Can I just ask you all briefly on the panel, actually? What were your thoughts when you first saw this story? Were you impressed? Did you think it was one of the best William Hartnell stories? Where do you lie with that? We'll start with you first, Chris.
Well, this actually, when I first saw this, it was about a little over 30 years ago. When I was watching the Hartnell stories for the first time and being bored stupid because, well, I was young and stupid, and being really bored and then being amazed when I saw the Dalek. I'm like, oh my god, it's something I actually recognize other than a TARDIS that looks funny. It's better than the Daleks, although the Daleks is sorry, very iconic. It's a shame that we don't have the follow-up story. But yeah, it's also there's an American version starring our friend Peter. He was on the Death Star. You may know that too. That was a good thing. But it was actually, sorry, I'm still completely out of it. But it was the first Hartnell story that I remember actually enjoying on first watch. I find a lot of people have said this. Hartnell is sorry, I'm still dying. Hartnell is an acquired taste, which I do agree. I don't think younger fans today would even be able to grasp it. But after you get into it, you get sucked in. But you have to watch a little bit of Hartnell in order to kind of understand the way the show worked back then, because it is a very different era from everything that followed. But I think for Hartnell, definitely a strong story. Some amusing parts as usual. The flubs and things. But yeah, I would say it's probably in his top 5 episodes. I'd say probably rank it number 5.
Fantastic. Real Super Doctor? Can you hear me, Real Super Doctor?
Do we have Real Super Doctor?
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. I first saw this in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh. I first saw this episode a long time ago on YouTube. It was UK Gold in 1992, and it was the part of the Dalek season in that, because they showed the majority of the classic episodes anyway. And I saw it. I think I saw it about 10 to midnight, and it was on, and I got a glimpse of it and that, and I was quite intrigued with this because I hadn't seen this version of the Dalek Invasion of Earth, because I've seen the Peter Cushing ones, and I quite enjoyed it. I thought the acting was very good in it by William Hartnell and William Russell and Jacqueline Hill and Carl Ann Ford. I felt it was quite interesting. That it was a total different thing to what I'd previously seen years and years ago, but for the budget at the time, 1964, the episode, that it didn't have much to kind of go on, and basically they were using the creative talent to kind of make up the disused warehouses and all that and everything like that to kind of appear like that it had been disused, and I thought that was quite well done. I like the Robomen in this, but they're not as good as the film. But I quite enjoyed this episode, the first one.
Charlotte?
Yeah, no, I think this is massive scale, it feels like, for a Hartnell story. Because obviously, with the Daleks, that you could tell that was a lot of sets and a lot of effects, but this feels like, because it is an invasion of Earth and it has that scope to it. And I really like, cause from my memory, this is when Susan leaves, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think this is a really nice way for her to leave. It makes sense. I think you see the growth, even her last bit of growth in this story. And I think it's really touching, actually, when William or the Doctor does let her go, because you see he doesn't want to. So I quite like it for that, the character stuff. And like I said, it's a big scope, and it does feel like this is almost Doctor Who trying to be almost like Hollywood for a bit. So that's what I quite like about it.
Fantastic. Right, if everybody in the chat can get their part 1 ready, and when you are ready, please press 1 in the chat. You know what to do, guys, and we'll get it underway. I think poor Lee might be asleep, having a rest. So, yeah, get your rest, mate. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah, and Dave, we haven't started yet, mate. So get everything ready, and then we're gonna start in a couple of minutes.
Oh, there we go. We got a couple of wands there. So we'll give it a couple of more seconds until we see a few more wands, and I will get ready too. Now, let's hope this all works out.
Yeah, I love this. Don's like, let's get ready, and then he's like,
system going here, but I've managed to pull it off. So, like, let's fingers crossed, as I said. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, it works. Right. Don't see any more wands. So, is everybody on the panel ready?
Yep, I've got mine up.
Okay. Well then, hold on. No, see that. Right. Charlotte, without further ado, before this phone starts acting up, do the countdown.
Yeah.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it almost didn't happen for me. This is the first time I've used Clunky, the DVD computer player, since I upgraded to Windows 7, and for a minute it didn't like it, but I yelled at it and now it works.
You yelled at it. That's always
I'm going to be a couple of seconds behind as well, because I'm literally just at the intro now. But look, it doesn't matter.
I just say upgraded to Windows 7. Oh man, I'm out of it. Windows 11. Yeah, that's it. I love the acting here.
I just love this crew. I think this is like, the more I've watched of this era, this has become one of my favorite TARDIS setups with Ian and Barbara and Susan.
Yeah,
I think the opening's quite sinister.
No, it's just the expression on his face. But this episode is quite iconic because they filmed them all the scenes in London on Sundays, and they kept freaking the hell out of people because they had no idea what was going on and that they were actually filming.
Jesus, that intro, isn't it?
I mean, to see the
Daleks dump bodies into the river. It's forbidden to dump bodies
Daleks
in the
over
river.
Westminster Bridge, it would have been quite something.
Yeah, but the fact that they have a sign saying it's forbidden to dump bodies in the water.
Give it 10 years, Noel, with the way we're headed.
Yeah, man. I just love these little sound effects. It's not clear at all. I love your new setup, Noel. It's awesome. Yeah, it's well, when I obviously get it properly right now, it was just hastily put together, but it seems to be working. But yeah, when we get it spot on, it'll be good. But thank you, appreciate it.
And Michael, don't compare them to that certain group in the chat. That's not fair.
We don't discuss them. But apparently they left the bodies dumping sign up, and apparently that freaked people out too. Like what's going on in the Thames?
Yeah, like what's happened.
Although back then the Thames was rather polluted.
Oh, so yeah, it's filthy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was, because remember, a lot of stuff went on in London back in the day. There could be loads of bodies in the River Thames
guaranteed.
Anyway. So,
not nowadays, but yeah, it would have been used for that sort of thing throughout all the unsavoury parts of London's history.
Yeah, it seems like John is having issues with his internet. Next time he comes on, I'm going to suggest that he reboots it. Might actually... Yeah,
it's not usually this spotty. Sometimes it can be fine, but it's not usually this.
But sometimes, same with mine, but sometimes the best thing to do is just to reboot the whole lot and come back. Oh, is this where she falls? Oh, here we go, yeah.
Yeah, this is when we get typical falling over.
Okay, Susan, it's actually not that bad, Susan. Like, leave it out. I think you broke your ankle or something the way you're going on.
Oh yeah, that iconic line is about to come out.
Oh, that one that Moffat absolutely butchered.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's amusing or the cringiest thing I've ever seen. I've never been able to come to a conclusion.
Well, you've got to remember, it's a grandfather and granddaughter. Like, it still is weird.
Yeah. No, in 1963, so yeah.
And like, if you think about how the First Doctor was characterized, he is something like almost from the Victorian era.
Yep.
So it makes sense in this context, in this scene. It's when you take it outside of that, then it is
like
really,
Moffat did.
Yeah, like exactly. That's what Moffat did. He took it out of the context of when it was originally said. Values were very different back then.
Right after that line was delivered did make me bust a gut. The only part I liked.
Yeah, because he probably knew it was an absolutely stupid thing for Moffat to do.
Sorry, I was not. Yeah.
Can hear you now,
I lost the place. What timestamp?
Coming up to 6 minutes on my end.
Because I'm behind. So I'm on. Oh no, I'm on 6:35.
Oh, I had adverts. That's why I'm a bit behind then.
We're coming up on the iconic line.
Alright, so mine actually started off behind everybody, but now I'm actually now level. So that's alright. Yeah, Susan just apologized to our grandfather and stuff. And she's holding her ankle in a kind of a weird place. Oh. Ow. Come on. Oh my god, come on. That's like that.
Sorry, it made me laugh.
It did though, because nobody reacts like that. If you've got a sprained ankle or whatever, right, or even a broken ankle, you wouldn't fall back down like that again. You wouldn't. Like, it's just so funny.
Yeah,
see, it's perfect acting from William Hartnell. He acts it like a right old grumpy old man. I mean, that's what an old grumpy old man would kind of say of his time. You would need a jolly good smack bottom.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's in the context, it makes sense.
Then she hits her own leg. Like, it's unbelievable. No, but this, I mean, look, we talk about stories where companions live and stuff like that. This probably was one of the best, actually.
Well, they give her a reason to leave as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, the whole, I love, and like I said, a big thing, honestly, a big part of that is for me, William, how he acts and how you can see that reluctance in his eyes. But he's also thinking, she needs to go out in the world. I need to let her do this. Yeah, Cybermat's just said Corporal Punishment was still in school when this was coming out. So it really, it for now, you people would look at it and go, oh, that's terrible. But no, back then, yeah, you would have grandparents saying that, and they'd probably do it with more than their hand. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corporal Punishment. That was well into the 80s.
Yeah, so
in some countries,
we had one teacher that if you pissed him off, he'd pick up the desk with you in it and literally throw you in the hallway.
Yeah.
Wow, he must have been a strong teacher then.
Oh, he was a jerk.
No, but that look, I know Bolstrek is telling the truth because it happened here. I even had an incident in school, where, as you know, as you can sometimes tell, I have difficulties with me pronunciation with some words, as you well know. Well, I've had that issue ever since I was a kid, and I was in secondary school at the time, and we were going to English class, and we were in English class, and I was asked to read out loud, and I start reading, but then I start stuttering and stuff and mispronouncing me words, and the English teacher thought I was basically taking the piss out of him. So he came over to me and he started belittling me in front of the class. Let's just say by the end of it all the students were cleared from the class, and there was just me and the teacher in the room. And let's just say that my parents had to be called in. But then when they found out what happened, then the teacher then got into like serious trouble because you're not supposed to belittle your students basically. So
you're not supposed to humiliate them.
So yeah, I mean, I've actually been at the receiving end. I've actually even had a teacher grab me by the locks and rip the hair where the locks are. If you've ever done it to yourself, it actually hurts. So if you even pull it a little bit, it actually hurts. So I had a teacher that used to grab students by the locks, and I used to get grabbed by the locks because when I was a kid, obviously I had my hair a little bit long, and grabbed me by the locks and straight out of the classroom. But like you couldn't try pull back because if you did, the teacher would literally pull hair out your head.
Yep.
Like these kids, listen, these kids talk about how teachers are harsh and all of this, and you know, teachers need to do this, that, and the other. God loved them if they were taught the way we were taught, and we had teachers the way we had them. Now,
they wouldn't be able to cope.
Not every teacher was bad. We had some great teachers, like teachers that really wanted you to succeed because they wanted you to better your life, you know. But then you had your teachers that were just no nonsense, you know. We had a woodwork teacher, and he was Brother Fox. That was his name. So he was a Christian brother, but he taught woodwork, and he was very good. But everybody in the class used to take the piss out of him. He'd be walking around, and, oh, Foxy, Fox. Thought I said it one time, and woodwork. So you can imagine what actually happened.
Yep.
Right. I'll say no more. But but at the same time, even though he was strict, by the end of it all, you could see he cared. He cared. He wanted you to succeed. Because, like, you know, when we did finally pass his class, and, you know, we're in front of assembly, and then the woodwork class was getting called up for all their good work that they'd done over the year, you could just see the joy in his face that we'd all passed. So may have been tough at times, but, you know, look, it did us no harm. It did us no harm. I'm not saying teachers should go around and do what we went through, no. But teachers need to remember that their ultimate aim is to educate and nurture people. That's their job. Their job is not what we see teachers doing today, but I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get into because we're watching this. But, you know, look, as I said, you know, school wasn't always great, but there were times where you loved going in because, you know, the teachers really cared. You knew they cared. That's the thing. I think you knew. And that's why you wanted to do well.
My grade 1 teacher used to throw books at our heads.
Yeah.
She got fired.
Yeah, it's different now. I can understand it now. But, you know, teachers just need to remember
I had a teacher that locked me up in a
in
cupboard.
life is. What, John?
John had a teacher that locked him up in the cupboard.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a few teachers that used to lock us in a different room. No,
it wasn't a kind of pleasant thing. I mean,
no.
Well, back in the day, if you went to the principal's office, it was very different than going to the principal's office now, and that's all I'll say.
Oh, yeah, come here. I used to dread going to the principal's office, but I will say this, in secondary school, I probably had one of the best principals that you could ever have. because I'm gonna be honest here again. I'm not an easy person to kind of get on with, right? So in school, I was a little bit of a dickhead, but that's because I was being bullied all the time, and by the time I got to secondary school, I was just like, well, I'm not putting up with this crap anymore, sort of thing. Now I didn't go around bullying anybody because that's not my style, but I used to defend myself because I wasn't having that anymore. But I remember every time I get called into the principal's office, and you tell the teacher to go, and he'd sit me down, and then he'd have a full length conversation with me. No, come on now, right? I said, he goes, I know these teachers can do your head in sometimes, but you can achieve great things. And it was really like, that type, it wasn't, oh, you're this, that, and you'll never amount to art. Like, it was none of that. He was brilliant, man. Being honest with you, for that principle, man, I played for the soccer team, right, as Americans call it, right? Football first, Europeans here. And they were short of a man, the A team. I was on the B team because I was younger, right? And one of the players didn't turn up. That principal literally drove from where they were playing the match, right? Got the match delayed, drove back to the school, picked me up, and drove me to the match to play, right? That's how, seriously, just to get me out of class for a while as well, because you could see I was getting frustrated. Who could we bring down? Let's bring Noel down. Like little things like that. That's what I loved about my principal. And then when he died, I was actually gutted when I found out he died. I was. Some people do make an impact on your life, and he definitely had a positive impact on mine. And when I found out he died of a heart attack, I was bleeding gutted, man. I was gutted. Just some teachers and some, they do have a positive impact.
In elementary school, our principal was Mrs. Winkle. Mrs. Winkle was a sadist. She was not a nice woman. Oh. If you went to go to the principal's office, you were almost guaranteed that Mrs. Winkle was going to beat the ever-loving shit out of you. Mrs. Winkle is now over 100 and is still terrifying.
Holy shit. Mrs. Winkle's still alive? Wow.
You can really tell this wasn't made in Lime Grove for once. It's not a tiny little studio.
Here we go again. So we got someone in the studio. Chris, you're gonna have to prepare yourself. Right. It's the one and only Problem Being, aka Mr. Panasonic himself.
Hello everyone. I'm not well, so just listen,
you don't have to be here if you don't want to. Just sit back.
No, mate, if you're not well.
No,
yeah, because I kind of suspected that you were late, so I kind of said he's either, God love him, he's either having a rest or whatever. So you need to go, just go, mate. You don't have to be here if you're sick.
That's all right. It's all good. All we're doing is watching and stuff. And
don't worry, dude. I'm like, I'm
he's
dead.
Just getting over it as well.
What a fun stream this is. Everybody's dying.
Yeah.
January. Yay.
Yeah, no, January. Brought to you by still winter, not quite summer yet.
Yeah, that's it, folks. That's it.
So,
do you need a timestamp? You do you? Or do you want to just wait for the second episode?
I'm just getting over it. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, I know what's happening. He's coming back with his Sony.
Yeah, we're gonna have another little war between you.
Oh, here we go.
I'm on Mrs. Winkle's side.
Can we not do? No, we're not derailing this stream. Okay, I'm serious. We're actually having a good time. We're not doing the Sony Panasonic rubbish again, right? I just want to enjoy this story. We're all having a good time. You're sick as well. You no need to be getting into little squabbles about which fucking company is better. You are both fucking wrong anyway, so shut up. Except Sony is better than Panasonic.
Except Panasonic is better, yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah, for some reason, BritBox won't open up on Firefox, which is weird. So
wow.
wouldn't let me
Firefox
sign in.
is actually pretty good for all of that. So yeah.
Just use the DM.
There's ads on that though, John. That's how I think Charlotte got behind because
it works on Safari, so I'm just I'll do.
Either that or Ballstreck's internet has just died.
That could be. Well, it is Canada, isn't it?
Oh no, here he is. Yes, so no,
That wood
it must
chip
have died.
over there.
It must have died.
Chip and maple syrup.
He doesn't have the Sony logo, so he's not getting involved in the pettiness.
I had a coughing fit, and I went to mute, and for some reason I left the chat.
So we've got half the panel ill, and we've got tech issues and people dropping out. Yes, today's been such a good and
good way to start.
I think it's the flop.
It wouldn't be a classic Who watch along if we didn't have technical difficulties. Let's be honest.
That's it.
And for once, it's not me, so that's nice.
Yeah, or me. So there you go. Great.
You've not got your mic.
I don't have the energy
I'm
to
using the mic.
debate.
Can you not see the head of it here? There's the head there.
It doesn't sound like you're using the mic.
You did turn it on, right? Because you realised you hadn't at the beginning of the stream, no?
Hello, my
No, it's not working.
No, you're not on, dude. You gotta check audio input. It's going to your laptop speaker.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you need to go to your settings. If you click on the three little dots that are vertical, then
you have to select audio input to your mic.
1, 2.
Oh, sorry. I'll try and mute myself.
Oh, look, you did that to draw attention to your avatar, didn't you?
No,
Mrs. Winkle will be very annoyed with you.
Yeah, thanks.
Gotta say, that name does make her sound like she's from a Roald Dahl book.
She does.
Yeah, I have no energy to debate today, but I could just let that stand.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. I'm using the mic now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
You're using the mic now.
We can hear you now.
Difference.
Right. So what I basically have to do is, you're right. It's not the mic or the Chromebook that's picking me up. It's actually the audio on the camera, because I forgot that the camera actually has a fucking. So I've had to knock the audio off the camera and change it to the mic. So that's what I've done now. So it's better, is it?
Yeah, it's a massive difference.
Right.
And no, I was feeling better when we started, but your stream is making me sick.
Okay.
I forgot what it's like not to be sick at this point. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the shot of the Dalek coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we missed that because we were talking about getting beaten in elementary school.
Oh.
Right, well, I've got the second part ready to go when you are all ready. Baby, I'm ready to go.
No, I haven't got mine ready yet.
Right, good. So we fixed the audio problem. Jesus Christ. I have to write that down so I don't keep forgetting. Actually,
we'll remind you all the difference in audio between the two is night and day. You actually you sound like a professional broadcaster now.
Oh, that's well, not professional, but yeah, that's it. Do you want to go, Mr. Panasonic?
Oh,
right, because as I said, the both of you are actually wrong anyway. But Sony is better than Panasonic. But
no, it's
I don't think either of us are in the mind frame to get into our usual debate. So we'll just have a silent debate. Go Sony. But
well, actually, Sony is on a roll.
You're wrong.
But there is one thing that I want to say. I'll just say it briefly, and then I'm going to shut up because I make some tea. But Sony has brought in, let's see, Ghostbusters out of the woke dumpster fire. It has temporarily saved the MCU from the woke dumpster fire, although that's coming back. So if you have any hope for Doctor Who's future, because Sony now controls its destiny.
Hold on, though. They also they're also involved with Cobra Kai as well. So let's make that clear as well, right? Sony, I'm not saying Sony has redeemed themselves because they're still a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't give us a sequel to 2016. They gave us Afterlife, right?
Which they also gave you.
They're involved in Cobra Kai, and they've given the fans a Spider-Man movie, which seems to be blowing it out of the water. If Sony continue this, right, and continue down this trend, it's good. It's only good news for Sony. But let's not get ahead of ourselves right now. But I do agree with Balstrek. If there's any hope for Doctor Who, you know, I told you already, man. Bad Wolf Productions there, Sony's money. If RTD gets this right, guys, we will get the show back. We will. We will. If he gets it right. We just have to wait and see now over the next couple of months what happens, who he casts, what the TARDIS looks like, all of that other stuff. We'll see then. We'll have some idea. But I am optimistic. I'm not as doom and gloom as some out there, but I understand it. I really do understand why there is doom and gloom, especially after the last episode. I'd be fucking doom and gloom, and I am about it. But the way I've looked at it now is that this era to me just doesn't exist anymore, right? It just doesn't. I'd forget about Series 11, 12, 13. I've ignored them now. I'm just waiting for these two specials to happen, and then it's roll on RTD. I don't care. I'm just going to ignore this. Listen, in my own head, that era doesn't exist. And if that's what I have to do to move on to watch RTD, that's exactly what I'll fucking do.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's the best way. No point getting upset about it anymore. Even Balstrek doesn't get upset about it anymore. None of us do. There's no point. It's not for us, right? They made that clear. And especially after the last episode, it's definitely not for us, right? He's made that clear. He's pandering to a small minority in this fandom for the next two episodes, the next two specials.
I mean, pandering to shippers, for fuck's sake. Really?
It doesn't matter. Let him do it. Let him do it.
Someone raised a really good point. I was watching the Vote Saxon channel the other night, and I'm surprised it didn't even strike me when I first watched it. It's like, that's so true. Dan outed Yaz. You don't do that. You don't out people to someone. Like, if you fancy someone and you're not sure if you're gay or not, and then your mate goes and says, "Oh, yeah, she's gay. She fancies you." I mean, like that. You don't do that. You never, ever, 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 ever do that. And it's quite surprising that I didn't pick up on that. Right. No one else seemed to pick up on it. This guy did.
But
I was like,
you're right.
So fucking right. Yeah, I didn't even think. It didn't even occur to me. But it's been so long since.
I haven't.
Just before you talk, just 1 second for a minute, guys. Press 1 in the chat. You're ready, Balstrek, or whatever you were going to say there. Go ahead, mate. Sorry, I just want everybody in the chat to press 1.
Oops. Sorry. I was just going to say I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard things, and it sounds awful. That's all I'll say.
What sounds awful?
The
New Year's special.
Right. My advice to you is right. I'm not messing. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. My advice to you is, for your own mental health and your own well-being, I wouldn't watch this episode.
Thanks.
I'm not messing. I'm actually not messing. It's just gone to the point where I have just lost all respect for this man. He just look. It's obvious what he's doing. He realizes now, which it took him 3 fucking years to realize, or 5 years to realize, that nobody actually likes this. So what he's decided to do is he's just going to pander to the vocal small minority that's in the fandom, and it's clear. And even after that episode dropped, and there was outrage because the way it was done, all of these fans gave a shit about was the fact that Tasman was going to happen. And that's exactly what will happen, and that's what he's doing. He knows that this isn't popular now, so he just doesn't give two shits anymore. So why should we? That's the attitude I have now. Why should we now, if he honestly doesn't give a shit about this show? Because he's proved it time and time again. I'm sick of getting worked up about this man. This man was the worst thing to happen this show, and we know that, right? But RTD is coming back, and there is some optimism for the future. It might be small right now, minute, but I'll grab onto that and I'll hold on to that till I see what he does. Because look, I'm not angry anymore. I'm not upset anymore because he's just, do you know what he's done? This is why I hate him so much. He's turned me against a show that, as I said, has done a lot for me, and I'll never forgive that. Moffat irritated me and pissed me off with these plots, right? But did he ever make me outright hate the show? No, he never did. He never did. This man has, and that's why I'll never forgive him, because I love this show. This show's done so much for me, and the fact that I've had to come on here, and for you guys to come on here and have a voice, because their voices have been the ones that has been ignored. I never wanted to come on and bash this show. It's not what I was all about, right? And because of that, I've got this reputation that I'm a bully, I'm this, that, and I'm not. I'm just passionate about something that I want to see continue. This is the thing that these fans don't get. They say, I hate Doctor Who and I want the show. No, I don't want the show to end. I never did. I just wanted Doctor Who to be respected, the legacy of the previous Doctors to be respected, and to give us some stories that we can actually get behind, enjoy, laugh, cry, do all those things that we do as fans. But we haven't had that. And I'm sorry for getting into a rant. I'm going to stop now because I want to watch the second episode. But look, I'm done getting upset. And wait till you see, well, someone's at the saying in the chat as well, Ballstrick. So prepare yourself, strap yourself in, because he's bringing back the Sea Devils.
Oh, goody. Oh, no, I am so out of it. Are we on episode 2 or 3?
Episode 2, mate, and we're about to start now. Well, we're going to start right now because I was rambling on a bit. But thanks whoever brought up Chris Chibnall. See, don't bring him up because you will have me fucking, and I don't want to.
I don't think it was me this time.
Right. So, right, let's do it.
The Sea Devils. The Sea Devils seem to be wearing a brass strap.
I don't know. Look. The design. Look. I'm not going to sit here. And criticize. Right. The design for me looks great. Right. The problem is when we see them on the screen, are they going to look like rubber like they did back in the day, or are they actually is their face? Is it going to look real? Because right now, if you look at the image, you can tell that it's someone wearing a fucking head thing. Yeah. Right. So we have to see if they're being CGI'd or whatever the hell. Right, because right now they don't, they look impressive, but it doesn't mean they will be when we see them. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do like the design. Again, Chris Chibnall cannot be faulted for that. He has actually, and I will defend him for this part. I think he's classic designs and the way he's redesigned some of them, except for the Daleks, obviously. But all the others that he's brought back and kind of added touches to them or redesigned has been actually quite impressive. Yeah. Right. So, but other than that, and again, the focus on the Doctor Who magazine, right, is how the centenary is going to be a visual spectacular. Well, you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. If I don't give a shit. And I think everybody on the panel will agree with me here. We don't care about the CGI, right? Doctor Who's CGI has always been up for question. What we fans want...
We could be honest, Noel, it's been downright shit at times. But we didn't care.
No, because the story writing, the character development, the characters that were introduced were interesting, right? That's what we want. We don't care if it has the best CGI fucking going out there, right? If the story is no good, you can have the best CGI all you fucking want. A turd is still a turd, no matter how much you polish it. So get a grip. Doctor Who magazine talking about the sci-fi. Nobody gives a crap about the SFX, right? Nobody gives a crap, right? We want good stories. And the fact that he are focusing on that just shows me that I already know that the next 2 bleeding stories that he's going to tell are absolute rubbish. So let's leave it at that. I'm sorry. Let's do it. Charlotte, go ahead before I keep going on, man.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Brilliant. By the way, next week we're doing Cobra Kai season 1. So if anybody's interested and wants to join the panel, let me know, because I think everybody should experience this show.
Yeah, I had to finish season 1.
Well,
I finished season 4.
Lee, without giving that away, right? That ending, holy moly!
Fantastic.
Did you? I didn't even see it coming. I really didn't. I really didn't.
Don't spoil
I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you now, right? There's people.
It's really, it's really emotional. I love the way you can get so emotionally intertwined with these characters.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And I love how they sort of mock wokery as well in it. It's great.
That's the thing I was telling people, Lee, because please, some people have actually taken that up the wrong way and have criticised that it's woke garbage. They just, some people out there are just not happy. But I'm glad you've said that, because that's exactly what they do. That's exactly what they do. Yeah, it's done properly, but at the same time, like, yeah, they have people with pronouns in it. A girl she uses pronouns, but she's
he says the funniest stuff about it.
She is funny, man. And then Johnny
he's
Lawrence
trying to be so right on and woke, and he just fails at it.
And he fails at it, like with your hash browns instead of hashtags. Hash browns, like it's brilliant. It's absolutely one of the best shows on Netflix at the moment. I'm not telling you there's a word of a lie. I love the Karate Kid franchise, right? Grew up with it, like a lot of people.
Even the second and third films?
I have, listen, right? The second and the third film especially gets a lot of criticism. And I know Ralph personally doesn't like the third movie. But I remember watching that as a kid and being mesmerized what was happening to LaRusso and that, like the way he was manipulated and stuff. So, yeah, look, I like all 3 movies. I'm going to be criticized for this as well. I do like the Will Smith version.
You forgot the 4th one.
Oh, the one with Hilary Swank. Yeah. Not really.
That one's not very good.
Not really a fan of that one. But again, I'm just talking the original trilogy. But do you know what I love about this show? And Lee will agree. You've got 4 movies, right? And this show is very clever of pulling out threads from each of the movies and adding on to it. And the characters. Oh man, this season for me, right? Season 1 is brilliant. But this season, for me personally, hit me really hard. Like Lee said, it's very emotional. It's very emotional. And when you're watching it, I just picture myself as a kid sitting in my PJs on the sofa with my mom and dad sitting on their chair, and all of us, my brothers and sisters, sitting there watching the TV, watching the Karate Kid. It's one of the best shows on TV. I swear. I'm produced, which surprises me. Will Smith has his hand in this. And if he's doing that, right, now it's not just him, but if he's doing that with Cobra Kai, right, I don't think people should be as worried about the reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as they all are. Because if he's doing something like that with Cobra Kai, he's probably going to do something similar with the Fresh Prince. It will be highly emotional, but at the same time, it'll have a more serious take on the original show.
I will say, I started watching season 4, and I watched the first episode. I was like, oh, that seems like it's going to go all right. Apart from Miguel's hair. That was horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, it's the 90s now. But then I didn't watch it for a few more days, and then I thought, better better catch up with the second episode. I'll just watch the second one and I'll keep.
Then you ended up watching the third one, didn't you? That's what happened.
Yeah, I watched the third, then I watched the fourth, then I watched the fifth. Ended up just watching the whole damn thing. I just couldn't stop watching. I was like, okay, I need to know what's going to happen now.
That's what I mean. That's why this show is so good, Lee, because it makes you want more. Like, the whole Series 4 has dropped. Now I just can't wait to see what they're going to do. I want Series 5 now. I want it right now. I can't wait. You know what I mean?
Do you know when you're going to get it? Have they said when it's coming out, season 5?
It'll be sometime, I say, next year, maybe. Or no, it won't be. Because I think they dropped it in December. So I reckon they'll do the same. They'll probably film all year. Apparently, actually, they are already filming because Melina has actually confirmed that they're filming because they're filming in Puerto Rico right now. So they're already filming. So I reckon we'll probably get season 5 in December like they did. But I can't wait that long. I really can't. Oh, man.
Yeah, because that's what they're doing with Witcher. They're filming in February. They're starting filming, and that's coming out the next season next year in December.
I'm telling you, man, right now, Sony's on a bit of a roll.
Well, Sony's basically just said, do you know what? We want to make money. Can we please make money again? And that's all.
But this is what I'm hoping now. I'm hoping people see how successful Sony's been all of a sudden, and the rest of them kind of look at it and say, oh, Sony's on, even though it's not rocket science to us, right? But this will be a revelation. Oh, Sony's giving fans what they want. Maybe we should do the same. Maybe that's a great idea. You know?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't spend the whole time telling most of the fan base to go away.
Look, you can still pander to the other side, right? All we want is our franchises to actually be respected, right? You can create as many new franchises for whoever you want to pander to. Go ahead. Nobody's saying we won't watch that stuff.
No.
Right? Obviously, the TV and movies have to cater to everybody. That's fine. Nobody's saying that. But just leave our characters alone, our franchises alone, and let them be what they are, and then create new ones then for the people that you want to pander to. Give them Captain Marvel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it like the Fast and the Furious franchise. Do 14 of those movies or something. There you go. That'll keep all the Brie Larson fans and all happy.
And
it'll also keep all the Brie Larson haters happy as well, because they'll do about 5,000 videos on it. But you know what I mean? It works out both ways.
Yay.
Oh, this idiot's about to die.
Kill him. I love the way the Dalek's talking this one. But yeah, Cobra Kai. Do you know what I did last night, Lee? I start rewatching Series 1 again now.
Oh, he's muted. No. We'll be reply to you in a minute.
Yeah, watch Series 1 again. I'm addicted now. And I need me fill. So I'm going back to watch it just in case I missed that, which I didn't because you're glued to it. But I'm watching it again.
Don't blame you.
I'm watching it again. It's just epic. It really is.
Yeah, great show.
I can't see this. This is how you can do a show that appeals to everybody without alienating anybody. It's
especially if it's like an ensemble cast. They're the easiest shows to do this for.
Well, they respect the older cast.
They do,
and they flesh them out, and they give them so much nuance. And the new characters are great. You know, a very talented younger cast.
Who's your favorite, Lee? Who's your favorite young cast member in it?
That's a tricky question. There's a lot of them.
I like Dimitri. Right.
But, the nerdy kid.
Yeah. And
he's
Hawk.
Brilliant.
I love Hawk as well, even though Hawk is a little bit of a dickhead. But then, see, this is what I love about this show.
He has a proper arc, you know. That's what I love about it.
That's what I love about this show. there'll be some weeks where you look at some of these characters and you'd be like, oh, I don't like them. But then by the end of the episode or next week, then you're rooting for them. It's just so cleverly done. And even the girls in it, oh Jesus Christ, man, they kick ass. They're brilliant. See, because Ballstrek hasn't seen it, I don't want to say anymore, but there's a bit of a rivalry going on with two girls and all, and it's just, oh man, some of the fighting sequences in this show, holy shit, man. And they really do ramp it up, folks. Yeah, and they build the tension perfectly as well. There's just so much going on. It's just, yeah. I love it. I love it. See, it puts a smile on my face, see? I'm happy. Finally, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Brilliant. Delighted with that movie, even though the media is still trying to make it out that, by the way, the latest is now, this is the latest spin from them, that Ghostbusters Afterlife is not actually popular in the European market. So apparently us Europeans are not big fans of Ghostbusters Afterlife for some reason. Maybe the numbers are not doing well abroad, I don't know, but...
Well, let's just say current world circumstances mean probably a lot of cinemas aren't open in Europe.
Yeah, same. Yeah, because Europe is starting to turn into something that I don't want to say.
America, from my understanding, has got a lot more stuff open.
Exactly. Look at Afterlife. If you still haven't seen it, my recommendation would be to go and watch it. It's a great movie. But look, as I said, Sony, keep it up. And if you have the smarts, by the way, you will bring Andrew Garfield back and actually do Amazing Spider-Man 3, because the way he's treated Andrew Garfield still kind of annoys me. The way he's dumped him and replaced him with Tom Holland. And I do like Tom Holland, so I want to make that clear. But Andrew Garfield definitely deserves another Spider-Man movie. And I don't care what anybody else says out there. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But he definitely deserves another Spider-Man movie. And they were even smarter. Tobey Maguire proved how popular he still is as well, which I can't believe, but there you go.
There are rumors, Noel. It's very likely that they might, because Sony now, they want to make money, and there now is an appetite for Amazing Spider-Man 3, so there's a good chance it's going to happen after this
Nice.
movie. You might even... There's even rumors we may finally get Spider-Man 4.
Oh man! Now look,
I don't think anybody expected it was going to be as big as it was. Nobody.
No, it's a surprise. But you see, Ballstrek, isn't it quite startling that when you look at the way the other movies have performed, and then this one has shown it up, but. The main difference between this movie and all the other movies was this movie actually delivered and gave fans what they wanted, whereas all the other movies didn't, and that's why they failed. That's the real reason.
Can I just say, if you're holding a gun, Susan, you don't rest your chin on the end of it.
I was going to say, those... No Way Home has made more money than the 3 previous crappy MCU movies combined. It is the highest grossing movie in the history of Sony, which includes Columbia Pictures, which goes back for a century. So, yeah.
Well, look, fair play. If you give the fans what they want, then you'll be rewarded. Other companies out there, take note, because, I don't care the way the media spin it and say, these companies are just pandering to fans now. Well, that's what they've been supposed to be doing. That's their job. Just because, there are people out there that are offended by most of these characters and want to change them, it doesn't negate the fact that, all of these franchises exist because there are fans of them. If they didn't have fans, then yous wouldn't be here complaining about them and trying to change them. So I'm glad Sony is kind of copping on. But look, Sony still has a long way to go, so we'll see what they do next. It's important now. Can they keep it going?
Well, they've got Morbius with a certain doctor being in that movie. I think that's been delayed, I heard. Again.
Yeah, it has. It's been delayed again. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that movie, believe it or not. So
yeah, but they frustrate me because it's
delayed?
Morbius.
Oh, yeah, no, it's because everything's on lockdown again. I was going to see No Way Home a second time, but I got struck with the coof, and our theaters are shut down again province-wide, so we can't.
Yeah, I'm just frustrated for Matt, because it seems to be every time he gets a big movie.
I think they're doing reshoots as well, though. I think they're doing reshoots as well because of the success of, obviously, Spider-Man No Way Home. As far as I think
Sony knows that they could become the new MCU, and honestly, they could say after this contract is done, just to hell with you, Disney, because we can go it on our own. They could have done this movie without the MCU. Just take away Doctor Strange and Happy, and you got the same movie.
Yeah. I think Sony right now, are actually on a high. Now, if they play this right, you're absolutely spot on. You know, look, Sony have been criticised the way they've handled Spider-Man for years, but by everybody's reaction so far, they've done
just awful. Or Disney, I should say.
Well, let's hope that Disney goes under and Sony buys Star Wars.
Disney will never go under, though. That's the thing. People need to stop believing that could happen.
Thin, and they bought the Fox catalog, and they are doing nothing with it. In physical media, Disney is now absolutely hated. All other companies are doing amazing things with physical media, great 4K releases. Sony just doesn't give a crap. They put most of the Fox library in the vault, so most of it is inaccessible. They're not putting anything from that out on 4K except for the occasional god-awful release. Even their own stuff is crap. No, they're in trouble, and they're doing it to themselves.
But what I'm saying is they okay. I'll rephrase. They probably won't be as big as they were after all of this nonsense. Well, it's going to continue, so they probably won't be as big. But Disney have fingers in a lot of pies. It's going to be very hard. They might have to start, if they start selling off stuff, like as you said, they bought a lot of stuff over the years. You know, if they start selling that all off, then yes, then they're in serious trouble.
Unknown 289 says, I'm worried they may buy Sony. No, they would never be allowed to buy Sony. I'm amazed that the acquisition of Fox was allowed to go through because in many respects, Disney almost has monopoly. A purchase of Sony, which Sony would be Columbia Pictures, would never happen.
Yeah, that's one good thing.
Well, I think Star Wars could be Disney's great undoing because everything that they do with Star Wars now is just losing money.
Yep.
Well, no, let's be fair. Anything to do with a certain Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, I find her situation just phenomenally interesting because it's like she's the kiss of death.
Yeah, that's why I think honestly they're sort of doing the approach of let's leave her in a corner with her stupid shows that nobody cares about, and then let's just let the blokes who actually know Star Wars and know what they're doing make shows and actually make money for us. I think it's the equivalent of like putting the crazy aunt in the room by herself at Christmas and just ignoring her and then checking in now and again to see if she's still breathing. Honestly, I think that's what is happening with Kathleen Kennedy right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and I meant to say, you're like, wearing a suit, probably not the best of ideas, Ian. Like, you know how messed up you all look by the end of these adventures, and you're wearing quite a nice suit for this.
Well, that's the thing, though. Back then, everybody wore suits. in Canada, North America, if you were a man in 1963, you always wore a suit. Like what my dad said when he was a kid, he saw my grandfather in jeans once, and it just didn't look right. You think of how uncomfortable that would have been, because suits back then were not comfortable.
Oh yeah, and you think he's running like the way his Ian works is he's the younger chap, he's the action guy, so it's not like he's statically doing a lot.
When I was a kid, I can remember, city workers used to wear their suits with the bowler hats and carry their umbrellas. That's what they used to do.
Mm.
Now they wear purple hair and whatever they feel like, because dress codes are discriminatory.
There's nothing wrong with putting on a uniform or a suit to look well going to work. I don't get that attitude either. Let people wear. I'm sorry, but you're in certain jobs. There's certain dress codes. That's why you're in school. School prepares you for all of that. It tells you. That's why you wear a uniform. They're trying to instill in you that there is a dress code when you go out there. Certain jobs. Yeah, if you're a plumber, you're hardly going to wear a suit. You'll wear whatever, yeah? Okay, or a jumpsuit, whatever. But there are certain jobs where it's required, like security, stuff like that. So, again, all these people offended because they're told they have to wear. No, I don't believe I should be forced to wear or don't feel comfortable in. Shut up, man. Did you know what? If this world went to war, proper World War III, we are screwed. We're screwed. We've got a troll in the chat. You know what to do. Just remove the account. Don't acknowledge. Thank you. No. But that's what I mean. Look, just stop being offended over it. If you have to wear a uniform, wear the bloody uniform. If you're told you have to wear a suit, wear a bloody suit. Right? Or don't take the job. Simple as that. Stay unemployed. People just do my head in. What happened this world? How did we become so soft? Do you know what? If aliens actually did come down and invade this planet, we're screwed. We're screwed. These people be waving their white flags.
No, they'd be trying to find out what gender to call them first.
Yeah.
Before
for God's sake.
To them.
Yeah, I know. While they're doing that, we'll be attacked then.
Yeah, and because they'd have to find that out.
Have the sense, like us, to sort out this problem. Telling you, man. No, World War III won't happen because, the world's full of pussies now. And I'm not saying I want a World War III, but if a World War III did break out, trust me, half of these clowns will be out protesting with their white flags and all this other rubbish, right?
And World War III won't happen because China will just literally walk in and just go, right, this is ours now. And everyone will go like, oh, okay.
Fucking hell, Lord, I don't know. It's, as the Joker says to Batman, it's a funny world we live in. You can fucking say that again.
Yeah, no, these Daleks are the sort of, from classic Daleks, these almost sound like modern Daleks.
Yeah.
It's like a pre-Nick Briggs, before Nick Briggs.
The Day of Reckoning.
Yes, which is the last episode this week. So when everybody is ready, I'm just going to get it ready now, just to be... It's 26 minutes long, this one. 27. So we got an extra few more minutes on this one, so that's good.
Yeah.
See, this takes a little while to load up. That's why I'm going straight in. Oh, what the hell? What's going on? Okay. Is it the right episode? Yeah. Okay. If everybody in the chat is ready, you know what to do. You press that one button, please, if you don't mind. Thank you. Seriously, man. I just have to laugh now. Oh, but by the way, folks, remember...
give me a second. No VLC player just crashed.
Yeah, no problem. We're not ready yet anyway. I was just going to say, remember, folks, these are the kids that are going to be looking after us when we get old. So we are screwed.
Yeah, switch me off.
Sorry to bring that up, but that's the truth of the matter. We're screwed. Because look how they treat our elders. You know, Lee put an interesting comment up on one of my videos where he said, "What happened with respecting your elders? It doesn't happen today. They don't have respect.
That concept is over."
Remember, like when you were a kid, that's what you were told, and then it was our turn, and then no one gave a shit. It's like, the fuck, man. It's like Gen X got the rough end of the deal all the way through, like every fucking time.
Yeah, we are screwed. Like literally, you could sum up Gen X. We had the harsh upbringing of baby boomers without any of the benefits. We followed the baby boomers into the workforce to no jobs. Then when they finally started to retire, we watched the economic collapse of 2008.
Yeah.
So then we all went back to school to no jobs again at the end. Then things started to look like they were turning around. Then everything turns into a political correct nightmare. Then all of a sudden we get lumped in with the evil old people. Then the children that certain elements of our generation, thank you fuckheads raised, have turned into the worst generation in history, minus like 2%.
That's pretty much it.
And with that, we are going to get everybody to press 1 in the chat.
Glad when you're ready to depress everyone. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, Baldrick, because you're the one we're waiting on, because the DLC player is working.
Fixed it, it
reloaded. It's fixed. Yeah, sometimes you just have to refresh it, isn't it, or something?
Holton, we're on episode 3 of the
Zen player.
Holton, we're on the episode 3 of the Dalek invasion.
Yeah, and we're only doing 3 parts tonight.
Yeah, that's it. So this is part 1. That's why it's part 1. Part 2 will be next week, where we will continue this story. And I'm actually glad I've done it this way now, because 2 of the panel are not feeling the best. So I'm glad we're only doing the 3 now, because if we were doing 6, I don't think they'd last, to be quite honest with you. So get well soon, chaps. Get well soon.
It's only been a month. I'm sure it'll be over at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, your body will go, yes, I don't want to be ill anymore.
Right, let's get the Queen to do what she does best. So, Queen, walk away with that countdown.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Here we go. We got credit title sequence coming in there now. And then we have some wavy shit going on. And then more wavy shit. And then we got the Doctor Who logo coming in there. And it looks all creepy and spooky. And that's what I miss about title sequences.
Yeah, we've not really had a spooky one. Like,
no.
For any of them, really.
No. I would love them to do a kind of a homage to the original, but update it, but make it spooky. It's supposed to be a bit spooky, you know?
Yeah, the problem is, though, it's whatever they do, it's going to be really good looking in a sense because of the effects, and you can't do spooky. Like you
wonder what he'll do. Will he do a time tunnel? Are they still not allowed to do that? Will he do clocks? What will he do?
Yeah, I think it's not going to be any of those things.
I think it's going to do something new.
Yeah, something completely different.
I imagine it'll be something similar to.
Go on.
What was that Bad Wolf show? The
Discovery of Witches?
No, the other one.
The TARDIS flying down the time tunnel.
No, I'm trying to think the other Bad Wolf stuff.
Dark Materials. Yeah, something like
that's got a good one. Yeah, I've not seen it.
That's a great title sequence.
We'll have to see. Look, see.
But I reckon it'll be. I reckon he might, like, if Moffat said it's going to be scary again. Then maybe he'll do something a bit darker and scary.
No, I think that means the stories are going to be, because Russell could do spooky in his era, but he was more sort of camp, wasn't he? He was sort of family fun. That was sort of his.
Well, you say that, but then we had episodes like The Unquiet Dead, the Empty Child, The Doctor Dances. We had
that was Moffat.
Midnight.
That's my point. When he had episodes that were dark and scary, but
you mean his own episodes, his own personal stories? Okay, right, I get what you're saying now.
The only one that springs to mind is Midnight. Did he write Midnight? Because that was quite dark.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite episodes of the David Tennant era.
Did he write Midnight? Let me look that up.
I'll find out now. Hold on.
Because that's the only one I can think of that I would class as like a spooky sort of dark.
Midnight is a great story. I love Midnight. I think Midnight is underrated.
Oh, and it just crashed again. I gotta do some fixing. Oh, that's okay. Just give me a sec. I'm just gonna reload it.
No problem. He did write Midnight there. Marty is at saying in the chat there, so he saved me a Google search. So he did write Midnight.
Oh yeah, he did.
So Midnight for me, listen, I've always said it. It's one of my favorite David Tennant episodes because this is an episode where he's not actually acting the clown, and it's just him. It's just him with no companion with these strangers, and it wouldn't work if the supporting cast wasn't as good as they were, though. That's the thing, and that has to be highlighted. It wasn't just David Tennant, but by God, does he play that part well. And then when he goes back to Donna, even his reaction right at the end, that just, that was an experience that he didn't want to have again. You could tell. But I love it. I think it's a very clever episode, and we never see the villain. That's the thing. We never see the villain, and that's what was good about it.
Question: somebody want to give me a timestamp? I've got the thing reset.
Yeah, I'm on 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Okay, so we'll go to 4:12.
Yes, so maybe you'll get a bit more of a Midnight type of writing from him.
I'd love that.
This time round.
I would love that. I would love his Doctor. Look, I know people have argued that Dark doesn't work with the younger fans and all of this, but if it's written properly and you get the right Doctor, I think you can.
Well, Dark worked with the Hinchcliffe era of Doctor Who.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. It's like if you think about that era, it was dark, but you had Tom in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So you can have a Doctor that's a bit more lighter, that's a bit more adventurous, but just put him in situations that are darker. Like that, if that would also work, I think, again. Because Tom's Doctor is not dark, is he? He's the Bohemian. He's the Joker in some senses. He's the one who's sort of having fun, just doing so.
Yeah.
If we were to get that type of Doctor, but put him in some more Midnight-like situations where the Doctor's basically on the back foot constantly and doesn't really know what's going on and has to.
No, I want a Doctor to be 10 steps ahead, like Tom was. I think we've had enough of a Doctor being on the back foot constantly.
I don't mean like in a certain version. But I'm just saying maybe you can, like I said, just maybe, but okay, better way to phrase it. Having a Doctor in more situations where he really has to work.
Yeah.
To sort of understand a bit how to get out of it.
Yeah, I want the no-nonsense Doctor. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Because I think in Peter's first season, that's what we kind of got a little bit, but then Moffat kind of got confused what he wanted his Doctor to actually be. But I want that no-nonsense Doctor because I thought that's what we were going to get with David Tennant's Doctor in the Christmas Invasion when he threw the Satsuma. I always bring this up, as you always know, but that's what annoys me about it because that when he threw the Satsuma and he says no second chances or whatever it was, that line, like I thought, yes, that's what I want his Doctor to be, but it never happened. It never materialized. We saw it. Yeah, we had moments of it, but I didn't want moments. I wanted the Doctor to be that way. No second. Well, you've killed the whole race. No second chances. I'm sorry. Bang bang, gone.
Yeah, I think they'll be too scared to do that again, though.
I know
really
they will.
do.
I know they will.
So that's what I mean. Maybe the compromises, the sort of situations the Doctor ends up in, are a bit more like a sort of midnight where you just think, what on earth is going on as an audience member?
I'm just mesmerized by me. Mike keeps changing colours and I'm just glued to it. Now it's green. We got blue. I like the colour because the blue is like the
See
TARDIS
these
blue.
Dalek voices. I mean, they're completely hilarious.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Noel. He's basically the equivalent of a cat right now. It's like flashy lights, flashy lights.
I mean, they could have made a bit more effort with the Dalek voices, I would have thought.
I think some of them are
but come here, John.
Yeah.
John, you've got to remember the budget that they were on back then. Man, the fact that they were even able to get this big story out the way they did should be praised, actually, because, you know, they had a small budget and then they produced this big, massive 6-part story to tell. I think they do. I don't give a crap about the Dalek voices, mate, to be quite honest with you. You know, we got to remember that back then there was little or no budget. You know, remember this wasn't supposed to go on for as long as it went on for. It was only
it's a great story. There's no doubt about it.
It's supposed to be when Doctor Who came along. It was supposed to be a little because they needed to waste a bit of time, but then it became very popular. Then they were forced to kind of continue it. So the budget was always quite small. So they've no excuse nowadays. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But back then, they had all the excuses, but they still produced some great stories. I mean, you're mesmerized by this because the characters.
It would have been about
characters are going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So there you go. So I don't really care if a Dalek voice is off or the lights weren't in sync or any of that. Don't give a crap about that. I don't care if a Dalek falls over. If the story's compelling, that's what they miss today.
Well, if the Dalek.
Also, yes. Peter Harrington says, "Sorry, Mr. B of this. Did you mention Hartnell's birthday today?"
Yeah.
Oh, did even Doctor Who acknowledge that today? Do we know?
Probably
I don't know.
not.
I'm still not back on Twitter yet because
actually, I'll check for you now. I can actually check.
I don't think they did acknowledge it.
Now hold on. Now let's give them the benefit of the doubt right now before we jump to conclusions.
When it comes to doctors, they tend to be better with doctors. It's other people that they tend to just ignore.
But last year they did ignore him because remember we made a big deal about it. So they did ignore it last year. I think they ignored it last year. No, there you go. 5 hours ago, I am a citizen of the universe and a gentleman to boot, remembering the first Doctor, William Hartnell, on his birthday.
Oh, the first Doctor.
I was going to say, there you go, folks. He's still the first Doctor.
There you go. Yep. And that's from the official Doctor Who account. So never jump the gun, folks. Never jump the gun.
Well, happy birthday, Bill.
Yeah,
we are celebrating him today.
We wouldn't have the show without you. We really wouldn't.
No. Now let's see if BBC, Doctor Who, BBC America have acknowledged it.
Oh, they probably won't.
Right? Because they're the wokey out of the two, the more wokey one. Right?
Well, remember the woke disease is an Americanism.
Something definitely seems to be missing. Your answer is a no.
They have not acknowledged.
But we got a nice picture of Yaz.
Yeah,
of course.
On her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, it's the Well, sure, the admin. It's at least the admin on the other one acknowledged it. Yeah. But the admin on the American one, you can clearly tell isn't a Doctor Who fan because some of the posts they throw up are absolutely ridiculous. We'll see if it was acknowledged on Facebook.
They put up Saturdays are for chilling, especially in a self-storage locker, with a picture of our favorite friends and nothing about Yeah.
The whole social media bunch of Doctor Who, UK, US, whatever, needs sacking, frankly.
Yeah, I agree. I told you it needs a total clear out. Right, so the official
Everybody
account
was commenting on what you'd expect them.
To be fair, the official account on Facebook has also acknowledged William Hartnell, and they've put up the exact same post. So they said, I am a citizen of the universe and a gentleman to boot, remembering the first Doctor, William Hartnell,
that's just
on his birthday.
I've noticed this ever since a certain episode dropped. They still are using a numbering system. So that's enough for me to say it doesn't count. That rubbish does not count.
It doesn't. I'm telling you, it doesn't, because the calendars have remained the same. You know, as you said yourself, they're always referring to the Doctors, even if they put a Tom Baker post up, the fourth Doctor. You know,
they always are. Like to David Tennant, the 10th
They're
Doctor.
not on board. Listen, BBC let him do what he wanted to do. When they seen what he did, there's nothing. They had to back their horse, but they couldn't pull out. I would have just sacked them, to be quite honest with you. But they didn't do that.
Rich in the chat says the Dalek voice is changed because Radiophonic Workshop didn't write down the ring modulator settings, as they didn't think the Daleks would be back.
Yeah.
Oh. That's an interesting fact. Thanks for that, PD. But yeah, look,
Makes sense.
It's all good. Let's see what happens in the future.
Michael Q says, just imagine Andrew Garfield doing a voice of a Dalek.
In this story, William Hartnell injured his back. He fell in the Dalek ramp, I think.
Yeah, that's why he's not in a couple of the episodes.
He's not in quite a few episodes in this.
All right. Holton says, Mr. Ballstrick, you need a new mic.
But for a television series, it's very hell of ambitious.
Holton says, Mr. Ballstrick, you need a new mic.
How do I sound now?
No, he sounds fine. It's just because he's sick as well. He's actually sick, so that's why he's probably sounds in the distance. Yeah,
I'm like kind of like slumped back in my chair, so that's why it sounds like normally I'm up to the mic like this, but old Bolstrek has been dying for a month. This is what I call my sexy voice.
Hey,
he's a sexy bitch. He's a sexy bitch. Oh, he's a sexy bitch.
Like crap. Yeah, this is me slumped back in my computer chair.
By the way, if anybody wants to know, sexy bitch is actually a song. So if anybody thinks that I'm actually calling them a sexy bitch, it's a song. Just want to make that bloody clear.
No, we know what you mean. You mean he's a sexy bitch.
Just to the
yeah, we know. No, you secretly got a crush on Bolster. You just never said it until now.
Oh, and here's a fun thing about my wonderful province of Ontario.
Knowles Trek.
We're about to introduce mandatory vaccinations. It's gonna be interesting to see how that's just your new. I'm vaccinated, and how well do you think that worked out?
Yeah, but here's the question to ask you though, Roy, and it's a serious, legit question. So give a serious, legit answer. If you didn't have the jabs, though, do you think it would have been a lot worse, in your opinion, since you got them?
I've read research on this. Some say it was, some say it wasn't. Some say, in my case, the vaccine didn't work at all. So, in other words, nobody knows.
Oh, okay, right.
But no,
that's a fair answer.
Them. So yeah, because literally, if you don't have them, you're canceled from society.
Yeah,
it's actually the ones who seem to be catching this thing more than anyone else.
Well, that is true, but that would be because they're going now because they think they're vaccinated. Though we have to look at the reasons why, though, because there's a lot of false information going out there. So people that are double vaxxed or triple vaxxed or getting the booster are going out a lot more and they're interacting with a lot more people and they're probably hugging people and not wearing masks properly and all of this other rubbish.
Yeah,
so
but
then,
surely the vaccine's supposed to.
Yeah, it is, but
stop it.
I don't know why this one is completely different. But I'm not going to get into it because, to be quite honest with you,
I'll say just
there's no point. No point, man.
Just that last word. My stance is, I'm pro-vaccine because it probably helps more than it hurts. I'm just anti-forced.
That's it. I'm like you. I'm like you. I am anti this one, but I have to take
I
it.
think there's a lot of conspiracy theories that, at least in terms of the vaccine, don't hold weight. Although I do question.
Yeah, but when you go to the lengths of like having the guy who pretty much invented this stuff being banned from social media for speaking out, then you have to start asking questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, you do have to ask questions, and you also have to ask questions about the people that are getting rich off this.
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody's denying that there is shady stuff going on. But I do agree, nobody should be forced. But I will be taking the thing because, as I said, Cheryl wants to go home. Then our plan is to eventually go to America. So in order to do that and to get on a plane, I have to be. So, it's a sneaky way of actually forcing people
it's coercion.
To take it. Yeah, but I'm going to because my wife is going to. So, even though I don't agree, I have to because if I want to go to America with her, that's what I have to do. And I don't want to be divorced from my wife. She goes home because I won't. You know what I mean? So no, I'll do it because
when she leaves you for Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Although I will say, I did
that's a good one, Lee.
I will say no. I did get this from an anti-vaxxer, so there is that.
Oh, and very quickly, hello, Melina, love. Melina's popped in the chat.
Hey, Melina.
How are you, darling? Oh, I'm dying.
I'm blue, da da dee da da da. Well, guys, you only have 7 minutes to go, so you are all good.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to cook something to eat.
That blue song is 21 years old now, Noel. Actually, no, 22.
Oh, bloody, oh, bloody.
Do you know why I know? Because I was listening to the album. I still love them. I think they're look, I was never a huge fan of Europop. But when Eiffel 65 came along and they did that album, Europop, I became a fan of Europop. So I bought that album. And I still have that album. So I love them. I'm not going to lie. I know they're a bit out there for some people. But as I said, my music taste is I like all sorts of music. I don't rule much music. Well, except for jazz, maybe. I do like a bit of country. I don't mind a bit of hard rock once in a while or heavy metal, to be honest. I love soft rock as well. What do they say? I have an eclectic taste in music.
You're a bit of a magpie, people will say. You like a bit of everything.
I've got a very eclectic taste in music.
Yeah. Except you don't like Britney Spears, so you can get off this straight.
Well, it's because I like music, Noel.
Yeah, Britney Spears does music too, It's just a different
No, I think
form.
you'll find it's Kathy Dennis.
Ballstrek, are you just gonna sit there and let him talk about a girl like that?
Sorry, I was I was in a temporary coma. What we were talking about?
He was saying that Britney Spears doesn't make music.
Her producers do.
They did. Mr. Sony, Mr. Panasonic there, wherever you want to call him.
Janet Jackson wipes the floor with Britney
No,
Spears.
she doesn't.
I am too out of it to you, bastard.
That's as good as we're getting tonight, folks.
Hey.
These reviews of oh no, we don't do the review or give ratings now because we do
we do that next week.
One. Yeah, so when this is over, then I'm gonna let everybody go because Ballstrek is dying. God love him. Lee is not in the.
Fine, it's good.
Lee is no, you're not. I can clearly
You really
hear that
don't
you're not.
sound it, mate. And we're saying this because we love you.
Needs to get his rest as well. So everybody needs to rest up because you need to be fighting the fit for 2022, guys. So get his rest. Poor Michael Jackson, God bless you. So yeah, I was a huge Jacko fan, still am.
Yeah, I saw him in concert 3 times.
Legend. I don't care what
I saw him at the bad concert.
Yeah,
Dangerous and the History one.
Yeah,
the
my auntie went to see him
one.
at the bad one in Cork. Lee, it was in Cork actually. Yeah, the bad concert, the bad one, bad tour, I should say. She said he was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was, because he did it all live. You know, like all the subsequent ones, there was a lot of lip syncing going on, especially with like the dancey stuff. But in the bad one, he sang everything live.
Yeah. Never believed any of the stories about him either. Never, man.
I saw Janet twice as well. So Rhythm Nation and Velvet Rope tour. Anyway. So those were my pop heroes, but you know.
I like pop. It's got bubbles in it.
see, I grew up listening to the likes because of my dad, Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan in car journeys. Those were the two that I listened to off just being in the car.
Well, Bowie was my main man. I saw him live in '99.
Yeah, I'm more of a Freddie person.
Freddie Mercury for me. I have to be honest. Freddie for me now. David Bowie is a great artist and he was a style icon. He did influence pop culture quite a lot. There's no denying that. But for me, like Charlotte, it's Freddie Mercury.
That voice. It's like he just every song he just sounds so good.
Nobody that Live Aid performance. That Live Aid performance was phenomenal.
Best performance of live artist ever. I'm serious. Freddie was just a different level to everybody else.
Yeah,
he was just mesmerizing, man.
Yeah, and it shows because I think I've said this before, but I just remember being mesmerized by it because of the synchronous of it. When it was London 2012, and they put the hologram up of him, and it was Live Aid, the famous when he was doing with the crowd going doo doo, and it was the crowd singing back, and they did the hologram in the ceremony, and all the complete stadium did it back to him, and I can remember watching that even on the telly, just going. He's not even here, and he's commanding the crowd.
Exactly. I mean,
that's it. Same with George Michael. Gonna throw El George in there as well, because after he died as well. Look, and that lad got a lot of stick while he was alive, right? And after he died, to find out all the good things he had done and didn't want any recognition for it. But I mean, he's literally responsible for kids being out there. Because he paid for IVF treatment and all for a couple.
He's still paying. His estate is still paying to charities now, even to this day.
Yeah. He's the way he went out though, and the way Freddie went out.
Oh yeah.
That really pissed. The George Michael dying alone in a car outside his mansion, which has never been explained, by the way, still to this day, which I find suspicious personally. But sleep in his car to go out that way and die that way, no, he didn't deserve that. And he died Christmas Eve. That's the ironic thing about it, because then for a while last Christmas was a bit ridiculed, wasn't it? But I think now it's gone back to being now it's gone back to being the song that everybody loves now. But
it was sort of seen as the sappy Christmas song.
Yeah. But it was ridiculed because after he died, then everybody was telling Joe last Christmas, so the song did become a bit of a joke for a while. But I think it's back to everybody loves it's just a great Christmas song, and that's the way it should always be remembered.
Yeah, but like I said, when it comes to certain generations, Freddie's mine.
Freddie inspired me, man. Great singer, man. Radio Gaga. I always remember that video growing up as a kid.
Oh, see, the one that I always remember is It's a Kind of Magic. I love that video.
Yeah, I like that video as well, but Radio Gaga, for just some weird reason, just even the music when it kicks in and all, oh man. But anyway, sorry we're talking about Queen and all this other stuff, but that was the first 3 episodes of Dalek Invasion. So we will do the next 3 next week. Hopefully, the lads will be fighting fit. And we will, as I said, we'll be back to cover the next 3 episodes. So what I'll do is I'll let the panel do their channel shout outs, and then we're going to leave it at that. People are asking, listen, we're here for Classic Who. We don't talk about the other era. So sorry, we won't be answering any questions on what's going on in the current era. This is Classic Who. So guys, if you want to do a shout, Ballstrek, I'll ask you first because I'm going to let you go off now because you do sound like you need to rest, mate, and get a cup of tea into you. So if you want to do your channel shout out and let everybody know if you have coming up. Okay. We'll come back to Ballstrek. Real Super Doctor. Okay, this is not going well at all. Charlotte.
Well, you'll catch me on the TARDIS Zone for Classic and New Who because we're still on my Dr. Matt's run. And me and Daniel, near the end of the month, we should be back with the streams with 2 of us. I know he's done a little short video today, so we'll check that out. And also, you'll usually see me on the Facebook because we're back live on Thursdays next week.
Fantastic. Lee.
Yeah, you can find my alt channel. I can't even think what it's called. Audio Visual. My work there. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm currently on a suspension because Twitter hates Jews. Because I dared to be sarcastic to someone who had jihad in their name, and someone who said that Jews were Nazis and should be punched. And because I replied to that, calling it out, I was the one suspended. So go figure that one out. So I should be back in 3 days' time, apparently.
No problem. Thank you. Real Super Doctor, are you there now? Okay, you can find Real Super Doctor on Twitter at Real Super Doctor, and he has a YouTube channel as well at Real Super Doctor also. We've got Ballstrek back, I think, now. So, Ballstrek, do you want to do your channel shout out and then we'll leave it there?
I've got a channel under Real Super Doctor on YouTube.
Cool. I've already given your shout out for you, Real Super Doctor, because we couldn't hear you, pal. So I did it for you.
That's okay. I was gone. I am cultivated. Fuck. I am.
Take care, Melina.
He's cultivated media, aka at Ballstrek.
In terms of what I'm doing, I haven't done anything in a month. I was supposed to do my relaunch on January 1st, but that didn't happen because
you're being sick.
I'm dying. So it'll happen at some point. I haven't seen the latest episode of that thing. I may watch it and may do a video possibly next week making fun of it because that's all we could do. So follow me at various things because I do stuff. And go Sony and sorry. Yeah, life is just jolly and grand in a box of fucking pickles.
Fantastic, and as you can tell, he is very sick. So get well soon,
Ballstrek. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. I'm 100% perfect health. Nothing is wrong at all.
Yeah, that's it. Right, we're going to leave it there, folks. Thank you for joining us. We're back for some new Who, and if I remember correctly, it's the power of 3. Yeah, so it's not a story that
Who wrote the Wonder? Who wrote that Wonder, Noel?
Yeah, I wonder, certain Mister, you know who, but we'll leave it there. Look,
Mr.
so join us if you want to. You know, I don't really blame you if you don't, but like, join us anyway, because like, you know, we don't want to suffer alone. So come and join us. See you, folks. Have a good one. Look after yourselves.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.